The following video is not suitable for children 13 or under. So if you are a child 13 or under and you're watching this video and you learn a bad word, then it's your own damn fault. Hey guys, Master Farr here, and I am back with another review. And today, to celebrate 500 subscribers, we are taking a look at the Scorponok Strike Battle Set from Transformers Cyberworld. Now, I've definitely had some things to say about this guy. On stream, I said he didn't look that good. I said he looked too kiddie, but after seeing a couple of reviews of this guy, I am kind of interested in him. But yeah, taking a look at the packaging, we can see Scorponok in like robot mode and vehicle mode in the art. We can see that he transforms in 4 steps. And taking a look at the back of the packaging, we can see some renders of Scorponok in alt mode and robot mode. We can see that he does have lights and sounds, and there's some cool things you can do with his accessories. Some of the other figures you can get are Grimlock, Optimus Prime, Snarl, and Skybite, which I have talked about all of them already. But yeah, let's get him out of the packaging. Getting Scorponok out of the packaging, he is a very simplistic figure, all things considered, as he is essentially one giant brick. However, he does look very nice, and he definitely has a lot of Energon influence to him, especially with stuff like the treads on the feet, and of course the head, which, popping in a picture of Energon Scorponok, you can see the head is basically the exact same. It even has like a little visor that goes down. And fun fact, the colors on this guy, as taking a picture of the prototype of the G1 figure, are based on that, which is a nice addition. It almost gives like a G2 Scorponok vibe, honestly, which is honestly pretty cool. In terms of accessories, Scorponok comes with these 2 shoulder-mounted guns that can also go on top of the shoulders, as well as be mounted on the legs. Also, the guns can be held in his hands, and they are also blast effect compatible. The guns can also be moved up this far on this hinge, and can hold a figure in it. In terms of Scorponok's other accessories, he comes with a giant sword that can go into his right hand. The sword itself is really cool looking and really nicely sculpted, and is made of translucent plastic, as you can see right here. The sword can also be stored at the back of the figure and is meant to be the stinger in alt mode. As for other things this figure can do, the back of the scorpion tail can be turned into a hover bike, and in its place you can attach the scorpion claw as well as the buzzsaw arm. Also, the pieces from Grimlock's arms can work on this figure as well. Taking a look at the bike, you can see it is very nicely sculpted, however it is just a solid piece. I do like how it has like a little seat area molded in, as well as some nice wiring for like engine pieces and innards for the bike. Any of the Cyberworld standard figures can ride this thing too. You just have to use the handlebars right here, which are separate in the box. Also, if you take off one of the handlebars, it becomes Minicon compatible, so hooray for that. Also, you can put stuff in front of the bike. By moving this green piece at the front, it will reveal a peg. And with this peg, you can attach the scorpion claw, as well as the buzzsaw arm, which you can use to make this really cool motorcycle. If you move the hinge down a little, the buzzsaw can even roll, which makes it even cooler in my opinion. Now, if all that wasn't enough for you, this guy has even more he can do. He also has lights and sounds, a couple by pushing down the head and one by holding down the head. But yeah, it's pretty cool that he can have lights and sounds too. This guy can do a lot for $60, and you are definitely getting your money's worth. For the sake of comparison, here he is next to Cyberworld Grimlock, Cyberworld Optimus Prime, Cyberworld Snarl, Cyberworld Skybite, Cyberworld Megatron, and my last review, SH Figuarts Tanjiro. Now finally, the one last thing you can do in robot mode with this guy is his base mode. So let's get on to that. And here we have Scorponok in base mode. This is honestly kind of cool. It honestly gives me G1 Grandis vibes, actually. The way the chest folds down and how you can put figures in it. You can put the guns anywhere on this figure, but this is how the instructions say it. So as you can see right here, we just flip the chest down, and taking a look at the chest right here, you can see it is really nicely sculpted. I like the detailing right here. And it almost looks like he has a little computer in his chest. Personally, the way I like to do the base mode is by bringing down the visor on the head, moving up the shoulders and removing the arms, and attaching the sword to the right arm, so it looks like he has a little antenna, attaching the two guns to the legs, moving in the scorpion feet, and attaching the scorpion claw to the back of the tail, so this way you have a little trap for figures to step in. By doing it this way, you get extra places for figures to stand, such as on the little chest piece, as well as on the shoulders, but this is just one of the many ways you can configure this guy into base mode. Also, if you have any Micromasters lying around, this figure goes incredibly well with those, which just adds even more to the Grandis vibes I get from this guy. Overall, in robot mode, I gotta say, Scorponok is very fun. Between the base mode, the lights and sounds, the many things you can do with the arms, and of course the bike mode, he just adds out to something that I think is definitely worth 60 bucks. But yeah, with all that being said, let's get Scorponok into alt mode. And here we have Scorponok in Scorpion mode, and I gotta say, the transformation of this guy is very simple. It almost reminds me of Age of Extinction Stomp and Chomp Grimlock, with the way you grab onto the lever and just hold the button down and just push it down. Well, yeah, in Scorpion mode, he is essentially a cybernetic scorpion, and he does give me, once again, Energon Scorponok vibes. Especially with how he has treads on the back, just like Energon Scorponok. In terms of things you can do in this mode, you can place two figures on the shoulder guns right here. A figure can also ride the scorpion tail. If you move the scorpion tail up a little, you can have a figure stand right below it. Also, you can place a gun onto a peg hole right there and have a figure mount it. Taking a look at the back of the Scorpion, there are some spots for figures to stand, and there is a peg hole for a gun. In terms of articulation in this mode, it is pretty standard, pretty similar to the robot mode. Starting off, the arms are the exact same as robot mode. The Scorpion legs can move up this far and go down this far. The Scorpion tail can rotate 360 degrees and can move back this far and forward this far. Finally, one more thing the Scorpion mode has is lights and sounds like the robot mode, and it even has its own set of sounds too. Overall, in Scorpion mode, Scorponok is a bunch of fun, and like the robot mode, there is a lot you can do with this guy. For the sake of comparison, here he is next to Cyberworld Grimlock, Cyberworld Skybite, Cyberworld Megatron, Cyberworld Snarl, Cyberworld Optimus Prime, and finally, my last review, SH Figuarts Tanjiro. Overall, Cyberworld Scorponok is a very fun figure, and he is definitely worth 60 bucks. Between the many things you can do with his arms and the motorcycle, as well as the base mode, and just the fun look of this guy altogether, I can say I would definitely pick him up. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this guy. This is Master Farr signing off. Thank you all for 500 subscribers, and I will see you next time.